Okay, Ed, welcome. Ed, can you hear me? Okay, the other streams is still running. Second. Lindsay, can you hear me? No sound. Can you hear me, guys? I can hear Max. Great. All of a sudden, Max turned into Chubby Blind. What? Okay. And we're back. Sorry, I can hear you. Good. Okay. Sometimes I'm very worried about whether you can hear me or not. So I'm trying something else. Maybe I've replaced the hamsters with new ones. Whether they will work or not, it remains to be seen. Sound is good. Okay. Apologies for that. Once again, these things are usually out of my hands. I'll just refresh Joe Biden here.
Thank you.
We'll get to him in a moment. So as I was saying, and welcome back to the stream to everyone. Thanks to everyone, the moderators, for refreshing that. I can hear you really. Okay, good. But well, I was saying that Donald Trump risks, or there's a risk that Donald Trump, I was talking and maybe I got cut off. So Donald Trump is probably planning to really mess things up before pay your internet bill. Damn, they capped your speed. Thanks, Glasgow. What was I saying? Donald Trump is going to throw a spanner in the works before he leaves. As I was saying, wearing a mask is not a political statement. Where can I buy Boris is a pillock mask? Good evening, Alexis. The hamsters got distracted by the pawn shop next to Four Seasons. That's true.
Detail rather than defiance, something Donald Trump has often displayed. His White House is engulfed in a second wave of infections. His Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, a Cabinet Secretary and the man leading his legal fight have COVID-19. All attended this election night party.
Look at them. They're taking the piss. It's all a joke. Room full, no one wearing a mask. The Trumpists, the Trump family, the crime family, the Fatonis are all just wandering around, mingling with people. It's all a big joke to them.
It is another indication of clear water between two candidates.
I wear masks when needed. When needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever
Why does Trump have a problem with the mask?
seen.
The country does now have a vaccine on the horizon, something he longed for, but it will likely long outlive his tenure.
As someone said in the stream, isn't it sort of poetic justice that the vaccine was delivered 1 week after Donald Trump, almost 1 week after Donald Trump was defeated. Trump was talking about, we're going to have a vaccine before the election. He was talking about it back in September. Before it's called natural selection. Before we get, before November, we're going to have a vaccine. I promise we'll have it rolled out. We'll have it before everyone will be vaccinated before Christmas. Went out. When going out, Max has a fine collection of leather PVC masks of his private collection. Hey, how did you know about that? Mayor of Mask, yes, of course. So, as Joe Biden's...
Kamala, good afternoon.
Okay, well, I can boost that a bit. That should be okay. So, as Joe Biden is preparing his team, his president-elect committee, his transition team, to deal with, what he has to be ready for when he moves in January, on the 21st of January. He has promised that he's going to protect the Affordable Care Act, which is also known as Obamacare.
Thank you, Kamala. Good afternoon, everyone. This morning, as was stated, the United States Supreme Court heard oral arguments on the case of grave importance to the American people. This case represents the latest attempt by the far-right ideologues to do what they've been repeatedly failed to do for a long time. In the courts, in the Congress, in the court of public opinion, over the last decade, to eliminate the entirety of the Affordable Care Act. Twice already, the Supreme Court has upheld the landmark law, in 2012 and again in 2015. And the Congress, expressing the popular will of the American people on a bipartisan basis, has rejected numerous attempts, numerous efforts by President Trump to erase the law as well. Now, in the middle of a deadly pandemic that has infected more than 10 million Americans, nearly 1 in every 32 Americans, often with devastating consequences to their health, these ideologues are once again trying to strip health coverage away from the American people.
Okay, but what I'd like Joe Biden to do is to push forward for Medicare for all. Now, unfortunately, I don't see that happening because Bernie Sanders is not standing there instead of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is there. Joe Biden has never promoted, never supported the idea of Medicare for all. The United States needs Medicare for all now. As he has said, this pandemic is out of control. This pandemic is killing 1,000 people a day. How many million infected had he said? I forget. But people need Medicare for all at this moment. They needed it before. And there's no I don't hear any justification against Medicare for all now. People need it. I really wish he would move forward with this. If Joe Biden presented to the Senate, if he presented to the Congress and pushed it through and got Medicare for all for everyone in the US, I think he would be guaranteed a victory in 2024. He'd be the one who said, I have presented you with healthcare, free healthcare, not access to healthcare, not affordable healthcare, free healthcare. Do that, and you'll be guaranteed a majority in 2024. The idea, you give something to people. This is the same, once again, going down the road of UBI and promise I won't. But give people something that they will enjoy and say that the others want to take it away from you and they will vote for you every time. Now, some people will, of course, vote against their own interests. But if you give people Medicare for all, they will understand, they will remember what it was like before, and they won't want to go back to that. The idea of having premiums or co-pays, or the idea that, okay, I have to do this crappy job because I have healthcare with that company. I don't have the freedom to quit the job and do something else because I need the cover that this company allows me to have. I don't know how long before UBI was mentioned. The average cost of health insurance for a family in the US is $40,000 because it's provided by the private sector. Thanks for that statistic, John. It's insane. Unless the Democrats control the Senate, there's no way Medicare for all will get through past the Republicans. Mitch McConnell would not even consider it coming to a vote. I really hope that there's going to be a change in January. There is a possibility that a number of seats, Senate seats, could be flipped, and it's possible that the Democrats would have a majority. But the problem is not just the Democrats. It's not just the Republicans, sorry. The problem is also the Democrats. Single payer is dumb. No, I think single payer, the state pay is the best way to go. Multi-payer is the way. You can here in where I live in Italy, we have a multi-payer, so we have both the state and private companies. The healthcare is public and privately funded. It works, but it could be much better, and it's greatly subsidized. But I think for a lot of people, it's still expensive. Best case scenario is 50-50 with vice president casting vote. Then the Democrats have it. It can't be flipped, Max. It can only go to a tie at this point based on the votes. Same in the UK. Private companies should sell health insurance for dogs, not people. I even think it shouldn't even... Health insurance should only exist for example, cosmetic surgery. I don't like my nose. I'd like to make it smaller or bigger or whatever. Is it life-threatening? No. Is it truly important that I change it? No. Then it's not covered. But for anything else, it is covered. Needs a new name, like the Working Man's Health. Yes, get rid of the name. Mark Nichols. I agree 100%. The idea, the Republicans, Medicare for all. That's it's for everyone. We don't want that. We want the working man's, or the same way the Patriot Act, which was the opposite of actually patriotism. It was taking away people's rights. People support it because of the name, the Patriot Act. Just naming something has a huge impact on people's psychology. Is dental covered in most of Europe? Dental is complicated. I'm not the best person to answer that. If you want it bigger, it's usually not your nose. Worldometer shows 1,236 COVID deaths in the US today. Hello, Max. Looks like I've missed most of the chat tonight. You missed most of the stream because it went down, actually. This is the new one. Super ultra awesome American Patriot Healthcare. That's the best. Yes, that's what it should be. Or call it the conservative healthcare plan. Just even though it's like Medicare for all, but just call it the conservative healthcare plan, and then get the Republicans to vote against that, or the free flags, the freedom healthcare plan. Dental medicine, even hygiene is paid for the public health insurance in Czech Republic. World being healthcare. But it is disappointing that there is, Joe Biden could push for Medicare for all. Instead, I think he's just for maintaining more of the same.
People. The goal of the outgoing administration is clear from the brief they filed in the Supreme Court. It asserts, and I quote, "The entire ACA thus must fall," end of quote. Now, I'm not naive about the fact that health care is an issue that has divided Americans in the past. But the truth is, the American people are more united on this issue today than they are divided.
But I don't think it has to be an issue that divides people. The Four Seasons health plan. The Trump testicle health care. They'd love it. How do we get Mitch McConnell for no one? No, I don't understand. Flag Shack Healthcare for all. Trademark. Call it MAGA plan, yes. Private healthcare, not keen on that. Seems rather like asking people if they want the economy or business class healthcare with a VIP lounge and a fast track boarding for the elite. I agree. The Four Seasons healthcare plan. The Make Healthcare Great Again Act. The Fantasy Island healthcare plan. The Mar-a-Lago healthcare plan. That would be good. Medicine is here to produce healthy patients, not profits. But I fear that Joe Biden is not going to be someone who would push for Medicare for all, just maintaining the same. And it's not acceptable. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. People's lives should not be a partisan issue. It has been corrupted by big businesses. They understand we can make a lot of money from healthcare via insurance. You know, people paying us huge amounts of money every month, and then us trying to find ways out of actually paying people when they get sick. Oh, you didn't write your full name on the the insurance premium, then we're not going to actually cover you. Or you had a pre-existing condition. We found out, we hacked your medical records, and we discovered that you had a flu when you were 3 years old, and that was a pre-existing condition, so you're not covered. Bang on, lives are not for capitalism. No, there are certain things that are acceptable left to the private sector. Technology, internet, for example, although that's something we could disagree on. But basic requirements, health, education, these should not be left to the private sector. These should be provided by the state. We should be investing in these. But also it's better for our society. Healthy people are more productive. You would think companies, capitalists, would be pushing for this because, healthy workers produce more. Max, you're right about but Biden will achieve what's possible, and even that, it's not easy in the US. So yeah, no, it's not going to get worse. That's the best we can hope. That should be Biden's slogan. It won't get any worse. The bar has been set very low.
Recently, as last month, a leading survey found that American people want to keep the Affordable Care Act in place by an overwhelming margin of 58% to 36%. 79% of the American people, including 9 out of 10 Democrats, 8 out of 10 independents, and 2/3 of Republicans, want to keep the ACA protections for people with pre-existing.
Okay, what I question, are there people in the United States, not people on this stream who are in the United States, because you guys know, but are there people in the United States who, if I were to tell them, here in Europe, when you get sick, you go to the hospital, you get treated, and then you go home, and you don't receive a bill. You don't receive, or let me correct that. Here in Veneto, where I live, generally, if you receive a bill, it's like less than $50. If you want to go private, in a sense, you pay about $100. But generally, if you're sick, you go to the hospital, you get treated, and then you go home and you don't get a bill. How would they react to that? Even Republicans, I'd love to know, how would Republicans react to that? Are prescriptions free? It depends on the prescription, depends on the case, but generally, prescriptions are free. Depends on what. I can't speak for all of Europe, but here where I live, the prescriptions for most things are free. I think South Korea has the right kind of privatization of healthcare system, though it's heavily restricted by the government. See, that's the problem. South Korea is almost a perfect society because they don't allow corruption. Private companies can operate, they can provide good services, but there is a massive oversight. There's massive restrictions and controls. I pay £16 every 3 months. Didn't Trump get the best socialized healthcare available? Why is it okay if you're in the military, you're covered? Why can't that be extended to everyone? In England, prescriptions are £9.15 per item, free in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. There is a maximum amount to pay, but it varies from country to country. USA needs a decent free education system as a priority first and foremost. The rest will follow on as soon as night follows day. Same for the UK. I just ordered free condoms from NHS Scotland, 12x in a bag mailed to my door. Free prescriptions in Scotland. So guys, we're at the end of the stream. Also stream number 2. Apologies for today. I'm not sure what happened with the hamsters, the gerbils of the hamsters. Going forward, I think it's going to be interesting to follow Joe Biden. Hopefully, he's able to twist as many arms as possible to expand at least expand Obamacare, get more people covered. But the end goal must be Medicare for all. I really hope also that Joe Biden going forward will include Bernie Sanders in his cabinet. It'd be very interesting to see what names appear in his cabinet. Perhaps we'll see some old faces, perhaps from the Barack Obama era. But we still have to wait for Donald Trump to decide whether he has won the election or not. Joe looks sleepy there. I paused it at the wrong moment. So guys, I want to say a big thank you for coming on the second stream and the first stream tonight. But we're not quite finished. We have one video for the road. I want to say a big thank you to the moderators for maintaining everything. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who sent a super chat. Greatly appreciated. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's come on the stream. So, but before we finish, hopefully this one works. Tonight did not go very well, but beyond my control, it seems.
Republicans are ready.
Okay, this one is a bit better. So I just want to show you this one. It was okay until you ran videos. So I want to show you this funny video at the end of the stream tonight before we finish.
Democrats are blue. I'm Donald Trump. And I'm fucking off soon. The White House will have a new president. You know it's true. I've been mad without precedent. It's sad because my madness is evident. And the coronavirus endorsed me for president. Trump is going to win and you're going to lose. But that turned out to be fake news because I've left the country broken and tired. The American people told me you're fired. Wow. I've been shown the door. I'm a loser. Maybe Joe Biden has killed me. Wow. I've been shown the door. I'm a loser. Maybe Joe Biden has killed me.
Fantastic. So guys, thank you so much once again for coming on the stream. No, this is awesome. Thanks for coming on the stream, guys. Thank you so much. Been a pleasure. Great stream tonight, apart from some hiccups. Thanks once again to all the moderators for doing a great job keeping the stream on the straight and narrow. And a big thank you to everyone who sent a super chat. So if there are no problems on Friday, I'll see you all on Friday night. Same bat time, same bat channel at 9:30 Greenwich Mean Time. So have a great week, and I'll see you all on Friday evening. Once again, anyone who's on Patreon, I'll join you if the connection is still working fine after the stream on Discord. So have a great week, guys, and I'll see you all on Friday. Good night. Take care. And as Boris Johnson always says, stay safe.